He knew from the beginning that there was only one way to escape. Once he made up his mind, the man became calm. He took out the knife again and began cutting his arm. But the knife had become so dull it couldn't even break the skin. After gathering enough courage, he thought it would be simple. But the arm only left a few shallow cuts. He felt frustrated. His heart was racing and his body was shivering. Death was already knocking at the door. He decided not to wait any longer. With one sharp motion, he drove the knife into his arm, but the blade was blocked by his bone. The bone was much harder than he expected. He tightened the tourniquet again, pulled the knife out, and tasted the blood. It didn't quench his thirst. He had no choice but to drink urine. The taste nearly made him gag. After drinking, he coughed for a long time. It helped a little with the thirst. Another night passed. He was on the brink of death. Hallucinations came one after another. One was particularly strange. His family and friends were gathered around looking at him. He knew he was about to die. At this point, he wasn't thinking about anything else. He began to force himself, break his arm. In excruciating pain, he finally snapped the first bone. Then he hardened his heart again and continued to push. He breathed heavily. The second bone broke too. Just so. He was impressed with himself. He wiped away his tears, pulled out the knife, and started cutting through the flesh. The continuous, sharp pain was destroying his sanity. When he finally managed to cut through the flesh, the man was in a daze, mentally disoriented. At this point, his arm was only held together by the tendons. He chose the most direct method. He tore it apart with his hands. The man staggered backward, still not recovered from the shock. He succeeded. With just a can opener, he had severed half of his own arm. Leaning against the wall, he gasped for air. He had to hurry and find help before he bled out. So he quickly bandaged the wound, packed his things, and put on his backpack. Before leaving, the man hesitated for a moment, then took out the camera, pointed it at his severed arm, and took a photo to remember. After taking the photo, he moved through the narrow rock crevice. Soon he saw the light. He was finally in the sun. He was so happy. Looking down, he saw water. Dirty water, but to him, it was like nectar. But how could he get down the 10 meters? He turned around and saw the mountaineering buckle left by a previous person. He smiled, kissed it, and then used an elastic rope and spring clip to lower himself down. Little by little, he went down. When he reached the water, he threw himself into it, drinking wildly. He drank by lying down, licking, and using a bottle to drink. That was enough. He dropped everything and only took the water bottle as he continued. With one arm traded for his legs, he staggered for a few hours. The water ran out. He walked feeling dizzy and fell. He got up and kept walking. Finally, he saw people ahead. He shouted, using his last strength. The people ran towards him. He was saved.